Welcome back to the Winged Blog, a blog that I did not prepare for, should have prepared for, and definitely will wish I had prepared for. Let's get into it. Movies have a bad habit of overcomplicating everything. Things aren't half as hard to accomplish when you stop trying to be entertaining and just get the job done. Take zombies for instance. Everyone's saying, I don't know what I'd do if I was stuck in the zombie apocalypse, cause there'd be zombies coming and trying to eat my face. It's not that hard. The suckers are not going that fast. Just kind of run away from them. I mean, so what if you got 150 zombies coming at you? You just gotta go that way. In every zombie movie, except World War Z, of course, zombies are portrayed as being these slow things, and everyone's worried about getting away from them. It's not that difficult. And the majority of things can be solved by just calling the cops. Now, I'm not saying that everyone can be Jason Bourne. Those things, I mean, that's complicated. But I'm saying a lot of things can be accomplished when your sole purpose is just trying to get the job done. Like, take getting a girl, for instance. Every movie says, it's so difficult. It's not. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm sorry. Nerds everywhere. Guys, I understand. The struggle's real. Sorry, my fault. But another thing is torture. Torture in every movie has just been taken way out of proportion. If you've seen 24, you've seen the scenes where they got the guy strapped down on a table and they've got like pokes and prods and lights and gadgets and acids all surrounding him. There's a movie called Red that really shows you how far you can get with just a blowtorch and a pair of wire pliers. They're using what's around them. They're being resourceful, saving money in the process, and goodness knows you don't want to waste all your money on a guy you're just trying to kill, right? But let me just tell you, I don't need all this fancy equipment to torture this guy. Who needs this battery tied up to an electric chair when I have this thing? This is 15 pounds of iron. If you hit my hand across the wall and start bashing my hand with this thing, I'm not gonna like it very much, and I'm gonna tell you whatever the crap you need. Everyone's got a hammer, right? And something they want to know. Well, just use that. To all those at home who are just getting started with torture, a little note is start at the feet and then work your way up. You don't want to start with the head because then they get all dizzy and they can't understand anything, and they're more likely to pass out, and your chances of having a good time with them are they're just gone. Just take that into advisement. Love you guys. If I was gonna torture anyone, which I don't plan on doing, I would use, of all things, a blender. You're probably saying, oh my goodness, a blender? Who would use a blender to torture someone?
If you come out with a blender, I'm just gonna laugh at you and punch your sorry face in the face. Ha! Face!
Last night it came to my attention how painful a blender can really be. My sister was making herself a smoothie and she had left the blender out. Now, I was forced to listen to her friend, and my mother all talk about girly things. Girls, a little insight into the psyche of a guy. Guys don't like being stuck in the same room with girl talk. It's not their favorite thing. In fact, it's pretty low on their list of favorite things. Here's a guy's list of favorite things: food, beer, TV, video games, shopping, talking with girls, girl talk, not making out with them. So you can understand how bored I was. And the blender was sitting there. Something you need to understand is that the part that actually blends the food was not on there, and all that was left was the bottom half. In fact, I brought the blender. Let me just get it real quick. This is a blender, okay? This is what was sitting out while I had to listen to girl talk.
It must have been really weird for my mom to see me come downstairs only to come back upstairs and say, oops, forgot my blender.
And you know, I'm a guy, so I'm just playing with it, right? That's also on the list of things that guys like right under video games, playing with things that they probably shouldn't be playing with, right there. And so I'm fiddling with the thing. I got a little swivel knob here. I'm sticking my finger in there and stuff. And then I accidentally turn it on. Could have been a lot worse. For one thing, I could have stuck my finger in there while it was running and pulled it back with a lot less, maybe just a nub. Can you imagine me, Zacho Mac, with only a nub of a finger? It's a happier world because I have a whole finger. But what happened was, this thing was spinning around so fast that this little plastic part, can you see that? You see that right there? It was spinning around, and I touched my hand right there as it's spinning and learned that you don't have to have fire to get burnt. Right now, you should be seeing a picture of the nice crescent burn that I got from the thing. I learned a valuable lesson that day. I learned that blenders are not to be trifled with. Let me go through all the things that a blender offers if you were to choose it as a torture weapon. On blenders, there's a container that you stick all your good fruits and veggies and ice creams in. If you're into fruits, veggies, and ice creams, that's a terrible combination. Let me start over. That you stick all your fruits, veggies, or ice cream in and mince it all up. You can take that container and just throw it at somebody. I've heard it on multiple accounts that having any part of a blender thrown at you just ruins your day. And then, of course, inside of the container, there's that little blade that you stick right there and it spins around, you can just jab someone's hand in there and blend the crap out of them. And of course, if you're not that violent, you can just throw the container back at them. I hear that 2's times the charm when it comes to throwing blenders at people. But then there's the bottom half of the blender, and as I've already explained, sticking your finger in there while it's spinning is not gonna end pleasantly for anybody. There's the guy who lost part of his finger, he's definitely not happy, and then the guy who's gotta clean it up. It doesn't make anyone happy, but I hear it's a very effective method for getting information, so you try it if you need to. And then in my case, you can always use this little spinny thing and burn someone's hand right off. That's the blender for you. And then you got this little piece they can throw right at their face. As we've already specified, you don't want to hit them in the head or knock them out because then you can't get any information out of them. But if you finish torturing them, feel free, hit them in the head as many times as you want. Finish them off, do whatever you need to, okay guys? And of course, that's just a blender. There are so many things lying around your house that you can make use of. Wire pliers, as I've already said, are an excellent means for getting your information. So really what I'm trying to say is that if you're trying to get information out of someone, you don't have to go all out to get it. The big problem in this country is that so many things are just lying around the house not being used. Half of the things at Goodwill are perfect torture devices. I don't recommend the stuffed animals, they're much less effective. My name is Ben Zachomac. Thank you for visiting the weird side of YouTube. Things definitely got weird today. I will see you all later. Fist of flagellation. Zachomac and the Weird Side of YouTube Studios take no responsibility for the way they use the information that has just been given to you. Hey guys, real quick before this video ends, I just want to say thank you so much for watching these videos. It really means a lot. Tell me what other things you want me to talk about. I'm really open to anything. I love you. Thanks for watching. Stay weird. Maybe that's our thing. No, it's definitely not. No. We're gotta come up with something else. I'm done. No, definitely not. And then they make out and everybody goes home.